How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down Green Bay Packers' third-round draft selection, tight end Tucker Kraft from South Dakota State. The Green Bay Packers completely revamped their tight end room this offseason after letting go of both Robert Tonyan, who signed with the Bears, and not re-signing Mercedes Lewis, who has yet to find a team. The Packers went into the draft and drafted two tight ends in the top 3 rounds. First at pick 45 with Luke Musgrave out of Oregon State. Then in the third round at pick 79, today's video topic, Tucker Kraft. While both of these tight ends are vastly different, Tucker Kraft offers a lot that the Packers like in terms of being an all-around type of tight end. So in today's video, we're going to break down some of his film and showcase the type of tight end he is and how he fits into the Packers offense. If you're a new viewer to this channel and enjoy this type of video, breaking down college tape, I did it for a lot of the other Packers rookies, all of the wide receivers, a couple defensive players. So if that does interest you, go and check out my channel. And if you enjoy all that content, go hit subscribe. I also post plenty of other Green Bay Packers content throughout the entire week, news, analysis, and updates. So before we get into the film, I quickly wanted to dive into his stats very quickly and also his RAS. So bringing up his RAS, Tucker Kraft has a very good athletic profile with a 9.68. He's 6'4", almost 6'5", 254 pounds, had a really nice 23 bench reps. He also ran a 4.69, had a good 20 and 10 yard split, had a good agility grade and a great explosion grade. Now, while Tucker Kraft isn't going to blow by any defensive backs with his speed, he's all around a very good athlete and is in the upper percentile for most categories. Looking at his 3 years at South Dakota State, we see last year he only had 249 yards and 2 touchdowns. The year before that was his best year, 673 yards and 6 touchdowns, including an 81.6 PFF grade. Looking at Tucker Kraft's snap percentages, it really proves why he is a jack of all trades type of tight end. Looking at his slot percentage over his 3-year career, he played 29.4% in the slot. Out wide, he played 11.5%, and in line was his most. He played 58.3%. So the Packers are going to be able to use Tucker Kraft in many different ways. All right, so without further ado, let's bring up the screen and get into the film. On this first clip, we're going to see Tucker Kraft kind of offset in the tight end position here. It's going to be a play-action play where he comes across a formation and leaks out into the flat for a quick pass here. This is something that the Packers do a lot, a concept that they like to do with their wide receivers and tight ends, and this is where I see him fitting in early to the Green Bay Packers offense. He also does a really good job at staying on his feet. The one thing you'll notice with Tucker Kraft is this dude is very hard to bring down. Now, yes, he did play against a lower competition, and there's going to be a lot better of tacklers in the NFL level. But Tucker Kraft, nonetheless, is a big body, bowling ball type of tight end that is going to give defenders, especially smaller defensive backs, issues with bringing him down. This is a very simple play concept, but it's something Matt LaFleur likes to run a lot in his offense. Off the play action, a bootleg to the opposite side where a tight end or a wide receiver leaks underneath these two receivers that are essentially clearing out. And it allows pretty much a wide open tight end if the defense plays it wrong, which most of the time they do because they overcommit on the run play. So like I said, this is where I see Tucker Kraft really fitting in early to that Packers offense. One very important thing to note about Tucker Kraft is he was an excellent blocker at the college level, probably one of the best blocking tight ends in this entire draft class. So I have a lot of blocking clips, which is awesome because the Packers losing Mercedes Lewis, they definitely have a big hole to fill there at that inline tight end spot. They ask their inline tight end to block a lot, especially in run plays and 12 personnel, whatever it may be. So in this play, you're going to see Tucker Kraft do really well at sealing down this edge and pretty much pancaking that player there. It's kind of hard to see because it's a group of players, but he does a really good job at sealing this edge, and it's a quarterback run and allowing the quarterback to get outside. It wasn't a big gain, but you're mainly looking at Tucker Kraft and his blocking ability. Here's another view of it since the other one was kind of hard to see. So we have Tucker Kraft in line on the right side of the offense here. He's going to block inside and seal that edge for his quarterback, and like I said, basically pancake that defensive end down to the ground and simply lay on top of him. Here's another great example at his blocking capability. He's kind of lined up in a slot role right now. It's a little bit of a stack formation on the right side of the offense here. It's going to be a run to the right side. And Tucker Kraft's going to seal the edge very, very well and essentially block 2 to 3 players here just by blocking that one guy into other players there on the defense. So let me restart it once more and I'll pause it right about here. So Tucker Kraft is sealing the edge wonderfully. So is this player here on the right here. This running back has a wide open lane to the outside, and Tucker Kraft is blocking away from the run and pushing these defenders away from this running back and doing an excellent job at it, that he pushes this defender into 2 other defenders. and essentially is blocking 3 guys at this point, allowing this running back to spring that run up the right side and get a really nice gain. So in this play, Tucker Kraft, again, kind of in that slot role. He's going to be running a deep cross route, really rounded out, and the play is going to get broken, but Tucker Kraft's going to do an excellent job at finding the hole in the defense, letting the quarterback know, hey, I'm wide open, by raising his hand right there. The quarterback finds him, and the play doesn't end there. You'd think, okay, he's going to catch this ball, maybe fall down, get tackled pretty soon after. But no, like I said earlier, Tucker Kraft is a bowling ball of a player, and this guy is hard to bring down. As you see here, extending the play, creating yards after the catch, and even getting in the end zone there. Super impressive after the catch here. He's very sneaky after the catch. Like I said, he's not going to juke anyone by any means or blow by a defensive back, but he can make people miss, especially small defensive backs that are attempting arm tackles, and you'll see that a lot in his film. People have trouble bringing this guy down. Here's another quick clip. Tucker Kraft, again, at that tight end spot on the right side here, and he's going to do a good job of blocking on this run play and pushing this defender to the outside, allowing the running back to cut upfield and gain a really nice run here. Very simple block, but in years past, it seems like a lot of the Packers' young tight ends just struggle so much in the blocking game. So it's nice to get a guy in the 3rd round that seems very advanced in blocking and knows exactly what he's doing. Like I said, he was one of the better blockers in this draft class, and I'm super excited for the Packers to have him plus Luke Musgrave, which add 2 different dynamics at tight end. In this play, it's going to end up being a touchdown to the other tight end on the right side here, number 87, but it's set up by Tucker Kraft. So when I say Tucker Kraft is a jack of all trades, I mean, you know, this guy can catch the ball, he can create yards after contact, he can block really well, and he understands offensive concepts really well. So on this play, this tight end's going to come underneath, Tucker Kraft's going to go over top. It's a mesh concept by both of these tight ends, and Tucker Kraft does an excellent job at coming across that linebacker's face, not interfering with him where it's going to be offensive PI, but basically trying to get open, but going right through the linebacker to complete his route. And what that does is open a very massive hole for number 87. I mean, there is no one even close to him. And that's because Tucker Kraft pretty much created an offensive pick for his other tight end, allowing a very easy touchdown. That was a perfectly executed mesh concept by Tucker Kraft. So when you watch film, and it might not be his touchdown or whatnot, he's still doing just as much as the guy catching the touchdown, if not more, because he's creating this play, this mesh concept, to get wide open and allow this team to score an easy touchdown. So here's another blocking example. It's the same play as the first play, except this one is going to be a handoff rather than the play action. So the Jackrabbit set it up multiple different ways here. And the reason I show this is because I feel like this is going to happen a lot, where the Packers set up certain plays for Tucker Kraft on offense, but then again run it the same way, but the opposite way, whether it be a run or play action, whatever it may be. And when a defense catches onto that, they're going to have someone like a DB out here, and Tucker Kraft is going to have no issue blocking those guys. As you see there, he does not shy away from that contact. So if you put him up against a smaller defensive back, this dude is extremely physical. He does not shy away from contact, and he's going to have no problem blocking some of the defensive backs in the NFL. Like I said, this guy loves contact. He loves blocking. So when you set him up in these type of concepts, these type of plays, you can also trust him to not only catch the drag when it's a play action, but seal that block on that edge when it's not. All right, so this one I really wanted to show because last year we saw the Philadelphia Eagles and Baltimore Ravens, to name a couple teams, do this a lot with Mark Andrews and Dallas Goedert. A quarterback sneak, but with the tight end. And the Jackrabbits did this with Tucker Kraft. And I feel like he would be the perfect candidate if Matt LaFleur wants to do something like that. And honestly, they should for short yardage situations. I mean, under Aaron Rodgers, it feels like they never ran a quarterback sneak. I feel like, I don't know if that was an Aaron Rodgers thing he didn't want to do. I mean, there's time he did it, but it seems like there's so many 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1s where they line up in shotgun and hand it off to a running back. It's like, why would you want to travel more yardage when you only have to gain an inch? It doesn't make sense to me. So if the Packers want to implement something like this into their offense, Tucker Kraft can do that too. He has experience with it. So on this play, Tucker Kraft is going to be running a seam. It's going to be an easy touchdown. Now, the importance of this is Tucker Kraft isn't necessarily a vertical type of tight end. Can he do it? Yes. He has good hands. He's not a wonderful route runner. He kind of rounds his routes a lot. He can't really plant his feet too well and make a really nice cut, but you don't need him to. So he's more of a underneath, physical, short yardage type of tight end that can break tackles and extend yardage. And sometimes because of that, defenses won't take account for him over the top, where he can still threaten you and can still score touchdowns. So this is a really nice play here, as you see, pretty much wide open, runs that seam perfectly in between both of the safeties there, and gets wide open for an easy touchdown. So the Packers can use him in every single way. Like I said, he's not just a short yardage type of tight end where he's running drags the entire time. He can do different things. He can run posts, corner seams, whatever you need him to be. Here we have Tucker Kraft as the second tight end here, all the way on the outside in this dual tight end set here. And he's basically going to be running another seam here. He's going to do an excellent job off the snap at starting to stem this to the outside and kind of turning his body like he might be running sort of a wheel or an out or something of that sort. But then he just cuts it right upfield. That linebacker over pursues because of that stem, because it kind of looked like, okay, this guy, the Tucker Kraft's going to be running an out route. Linebacker over pursued on that. Then he cut it upfield and he's wide open here. But more importantly, here again, is his ability to extend the play. Side note, Benny Sapp was the one tackling him there, and as we know, Benny Sapp is on the Packers roster right now. But like I said, yards after contact, this guy is a tough guy to bring down. He runs like a bowling ball, and any type of arm tackle or anything of that sort from a defensive back isn't going to cut it. He's simply just a super physical type of tight end, and I'm so glad the Packers drafted him. Here is another clip showcasing that physicality out of the slot here. As simple as a curl route, arm tackle, breaks right through it. Another undersized safety, arm tackle, breaks right through it with a little bit of a stiff arm. And like I said, he has some sneaky speed. He's not the slowest guy. He had a decent 40, especially for his size. He does have speed. I'm not calling him super, super slow, but he's not going to burn by anyone. But he does have some sneaky speed when he has the ball in his hand, and he knows how to get upfield and extend those plays exactly like he did here. And for this final play, we have Kraft here after motion running a corner route, basically delaying until this receiver on the left, you'll see him here in a second, draws his man on the post because it's man coverage here. I don't know what the blown coverage here. I'm sure it was either this linebacker or this linebacker was supposed to be manning Tucker Kraft, or this cornerback was supposed to be in cover 3 zone and he simply followed that receiver for no reason. I'm not exactly sure, but Tucker Kraft does an excellent job at waiting for that to develop and then finding the open hole, and does a really nice job at high pointing the football and getting both feet down. He's actually a very solid receiver, and like I said, you can throw to him vertically and he will come down with a lot of those footballs. He's definitely not as a vertical threat as someone like Luke Musgrave, the Packers' second-round draft selection, but that's why I love that they got both of these guys, because they can both complement each other very well. And Tucker Kraft simply just being a jack-of-all-trades type of guy, the Packers can do so much with him on their offense. So that does it for all the film I have from Tucker Kraft. I'm super excited for him in this Green Bay offense, especially with Jordan Love. I think those guys could, build rapport very, very early. And at the end of the season, I wouldn't be really shocked if Tucker Kraft had more snaps than any of the other tight ends, just based off of everything he can do. The Packers love for their tight ends to block. They love for their tight ends to be able to run crosser routes, underneath routes, and extend yardage off of short routes. And that's exactly what Tucker Kraft can do. And he can do that out of any formation. So if the Packers want to run, he's not a liability being on there. And if the Packers want to pass, he's also able to catch the ball, secure the ball through contact, and extend the play. So he can do everything the Packers want to do out of pretty much any type of concept. And that's why I think at the end of the day, he might get more snaps than Luke Musgrave and Josiah DeGuara, because he is a do-it-all tight end, and the Packers love their tight ends to be able to do it all. But that about does it for this video. I appreciate everyone watching. If you enjoyed, if you could please leave a like down below. It shows support to my channel and shows me that you like these type of videos. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Packers.